You ever see The Victim?
No.
That's with Dirk Bogarde, where he's like a really establishment type guy, and he's getting blackmailed for being gay.
Wow.
Which, in England, that's,
Well, I know.
you could really get fucked up for
I know.
being outed, so.
Yeah.
They were toying with that in The Servant too.
Yes,
The Beatles?
No, that movie, The Servant.
Oh, okay.
Dirk Bogarde in both cases.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the film noir that time in England.
Yeah.
Kind of movies.
And so you think that was there like a kind of a relationship between Hard Day's Night and the film noir thing?
Yes, the color tones.
Yeah, it
the
looked-
black and white,
it
the
certainly
color
looked like that, had
tones.
that look to
It's
it, yeah.
still Britain, really a little bit in the post-war.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are parts of England that you could go to at that time, which would still be rubble.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So it's sort of
Yeah.
Well,
that's like the stage prop. That's like the stage set.
Yeah. Well, that was where like Pete Townsend and Lemmy like all kind of got their love of like noise and
Right.
it's like growing up but like having bombers go
Right.
overhead like
Right.
that was what they were growing up in.
Right. Those guys are war babies.
Mhm.
That's right. Lennon was a war baby.
Days of Wine and Roses.
Yes.
Let's get past the war, baby. Days of Wine and Roses.
Okay.
Roses.
All right. Who wants to take the head? Pat.
I'm a little afraid, but I suggested it. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
or do you do it? Do you want to do that head?
You do.
Okay.
I mean, I always like too, like having it, like trading it off. I mean, you want to have Patrick play it once and then have Russ play it after that.
Yeah.
Cause it'd be kind of a cool way to start, right?
I think so.
Do you think you got it, Patrick? Or?
You do to the first ending. I'll do the second ending.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 1, 2, 1, 2. did, yeah. Yeah, Criterion Collection had like a list of like kind of like rare noir movies, and one of them was sort of like kind of expanding the noir idea.
Right.
And one of them was like this really dark. I can't remember what it was called. It was a movie with Marilyn Monroe, where she was like trying to Niagara. Yes. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
That is a cool movie.
And by the way, you'll see in
she
just
can
2 or 3 things how sexy that woman was.
she was unreal. Like when just because there were, the film quality was beautiful. Like just
Right.
that golden look
That
of
lush
the film anyway.
Technicolor.
But like somehow or another, like she just glows off the screen. Like she's incredible, man. And then but then also just like it shows like what a good actress she is. Like
Right.
she's terrifying in the role, man. Like
Right.
you know, and it's just so believable. Yeah, somebody who could like ruin a family, you
Yeah.
know, for fun, because you get the impression that you would drop everything and be like, I'm going with her. Like
There's a
I'm gonna
story.
take the trip, and I'm out of here.
There's a story by a friend of hers who was with her like in New York City, and she wasn't getting any attention at all. And her friend said to her, "How can you do this?" And she said, "Watch this." And she turned it on,
Mhm.
and suddenly there was all this attention on
Yeah.
her.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
My stepdad grew up with her.
Really?
And, like, you know, pre-surgery and everything.
Right.
Said that she was like one of the homeliest,
Right.
unnoticeable.
Right.
Like you just never would think.
Right.
You know, it was just like, yeah, like opposite sex and moving on. Like there was like
Right.
there was no
Right.
no connection.
Right.
Really. But
Right.
like yeah, she could just like do that, and it was terrifying.
Wow.
When she did, yeah, that movie Niagara was great.
So do you have that? Do you stream from Criterion? They're having a good month this month.
Oh yeah, what are they doing?
Well, if you like them, they have a whole bunch of 30s movies that were written by women, and there were a number of notable women writers. In fact, that's one place where you could find women in those days in the studios, is in the
Really?
writing department.
Huh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also in editing.
I think that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Strangely enough.
They got very few chances to direct. There's 1 or 2,
Yeah,
and they only have a few films.
Hmm.
but yeah, editing somehow was. I guess it was there's parts of it that make sense. Just
Patience and dexterity.
Right. And then the.
It's like sitting in a sewing machine.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And the other part of it too is that like with like the male director like like shooting all this footage and like taking all this stuff in, and then somebody
Right.
going like okay buddy let's
Yeah.
let's see what we got here, if there's anything good organizing it. But let's get ourselves in some more trouble first. You guys want to do Ease Back?
Okay.
He's back. I don't know that tune.
It's kind of a riff.
Okay.
So look there, it's on that thing I sent you. It's,
Oh, okay.
and it's just, yeah.
Okay, so it's you sent a okay. So what's the name of the tune? I just downloaded your set list for that.
He's back.
Okay. Oh, we've done this right.
Yeah.
might be talking about the movie.
Cool.
Or the great politician.
Right.
Oh, Giuliani? Yeah, right.
That guy is really decompensating right in front of all of us.
So, yeah. The hair dye thing, I'll never be the same.
Right.
That was like one of the strangest moments I've ever seen.
You should bottle that and sell it. I'd buy a bottle of that.
Oh, I have to say, him leaning back and starting to open his pants.
That was
For that-
weird.
For the Borat movie.
That was weird. Yeah, a lot of fun.
I was just trying
Well,
to
fun, that
explain my position.
A lot of fun, that guy.
That last song was dedicated to America's mayor.
Oh man. Cool. Okay, so we got ease back. Tricketism.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh. I have an intro and outro
You do, huh?
to throw at you.
Then we heard a tremendous struggle, and he came in with some sheet music.
Oh man, I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. There is one. Oh yeah, did we ever get any coffee going?
I don't think so.
Oh shoot. Russ, you want coffee?
I would love some. I just need half a cup.
Sounds great.
There's like a
Oh, what's this?
3-part intro. Because the original is a guitar saxophone and drum or
wow.
bass. So it's just like a bass tenor,
Okay.
alto, something.
So which of those two treble clefs would you like me to write?
How about it could be either guitar top
Okay.
or guitar the middle line.
Middle one. Okay.
Yeah.
God, 5 flats.
So there's those little in between fills.
Oh.
Let's see.
So if the piano's top one is the top.
You might see better if you turn on your lights, Steve.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this is just the intro and the outro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, I would have gone to the top of this and right to the second ending. Okay.
I'll try it once slow,
Okay.
and I got the bottom one, guitar's middle, piano top.
Okay.
I'll just try it once. It'll make more sense.
Cool.
There's the rhythm to it.
Cool.
Just try it once. Slow.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. We're ready. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 3. It's like a score or something.
Let's try it again. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And then it's the top. Those are kind of tricky. Those last fills. are kinda
Yeah.
tricky.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
let me, geez, Louis, okay. Let's try it.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
No, what is that?
Are we really hitting on the end? It feels like we're hitting right on the beat. That's the end of 2? 1, 2, the very last hit?
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. I like that.
Man, I didn't have the presence. We sped up, didn't we?
Slow down.
Did we slow down?
I don't know.
It just felt like too fast at the end. It felt like it was faster at the end.
Well,
Yeah.
I can
That was
work, I'll have to work on that intro for sure.
That's great though, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now as a drummer, I feel like I've been accused of both speeding up and slowing down. J'accuse!
Well, I don't think you slowed down. I think,
Oh, I know.
Oh, I wasn't centering the blame on anybody.
Just so you know, though, like I've amongst drummers, that is like the biggest insult. Like when people are like I think it's slowed down. You're like there's like part of you that like
Oh, right.
somebody in your past has screamed at you for doing that. And
you didn't slow down. The guy's trying to play a bebop line. Slowed down.
oh, no.
You accompanied.
No, because the joke
Appropriately.
that I know about drummers is how do you know there's a drummer at the door? The knock speeds up.
Oh yeah, or it slows down. Yeah, either one. But no, because I've heard that like certain drummers, every drummer that I've played with has a tendency to do
One
or the other, you know, and
Right.
it sometimes makes a lot of sense that it
Pushing
like,
things a little
oops,
better.
it was a little fast. Yeah, exactly. Usually speeding up is okay, but then you know, whenever you mention that, like you know, you can just see like the drummer's neck like twitch, like all of a sudden it's like I heard it slow down a little bit. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that's a collective
Yeah.
thing anyway.
yeah.
Because
Well,
the drummer might actually be speeding up to keep one of certain band member on track.
yeah. And it's a you know, it's a couple of things going on there, right? Sometimes it's a collective thing, but also like, you know, people will just like turn around and blame the drummer.
Right.
Like you have certain
Right.
band leaders that every drummer's had one where they just like no matter what happens, if it's the drummer's fault, you know what I mean? Like and the other part about that is that in the best of situations, the
Right.
drummer gets talked to first. Like
Oh.
when it's, you know, when someone hands out a piece of sheet music, the first thing that they say is like basically there are the notes, you guys play
Right.
that. When it comes to the feel and drums,
Right.
that's something that sort of has to be expressed in words to some degree.
Right.
You know, a little bit more on top, or like a little bit more
Right.
tight, maybe not swung quite like that.
Right.
You know, those little things that are in
Right.
between the notes,
Right.
or you have to sort of explain with words.
But they're
And
sort of
like
yeah.
But there's just like when you're, you know, when I used to only play drums, I always felt like kind of singled out. You know what I mean? And then I realized like, oh no, that's kind of how it goes. You know, like when it comes to a and I saw a composer who was talking about that. The first thing he does, he hands out the sheet music, you know, and points out where the you know the endings are and stuff like that. And then he says like, you know, so we play it, I stop it, and then usually the first person I talk to is the drummer.
Right.
And I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Who's that that real amazing jazz trumpeter that or you know, but he's a composer.
Terrence Blanchard.
Terrence Blanchard's amazing. Who's the guy I'm thinking of?
What?
There's a lot of them.
Dave Douglas?
Dave Douglas.
Is that
Yeah, I saw a master class with Dave Douglas, and he was like, he was saying that how I pass out the music, and he's like one thing that's you know really difficult is that if you like he plays with some of the best musicians in the world,
Right.
and he's like now it like makes a lot of responsibility because these guys can take anything I write for them and play it masterfully.
Yeah.
Right.
So like now I have to like give them cool stuff to
Masterfully
play.
written.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I really have to give them good stuff to play, or
Right.
like, you know, it's all my fault. Basically.
Right. Right.
But yeah, he said the first, you know, and he's got like, the first person he talked to is the drummer, and he has like, you know, Brian Blade playing drums for him. So if Brian Blade gets talked to,
Right.
then I suppose I can get talked to too.
Right. But I would imagine that some of the talking is like that Tommy Tedesco producer talk, where they don't know what they're talking about, and you just keep doing what you're doing until they like it.
Yes. You know, and that can be, that's another part of it, is that like, I heard a drummer who was talking about that, and in the nicest possible way, he was trying to say, like, in some ways you have to sort of educate the rest of the band about
Right.
drums. If they want certain things to happen,
Right.
you have to sort of tell them what language is used, because it's usually the thing that the people are the most like touchy-feely about, and the least like, you know, educated about,
Right.
like, you know, as far as like
How to write for it and how to explain it.
how to explain it. A lot of, you know, and then people will kind of go about it sometimes in pretty negative ways. Like, well, they'll just be like, no, I'm just not feeling it. It doesn't feel right. And you're like, okay. But like, how can we get it to feel right? You know. Whereas like sometimes I mean,
I'm looking at you, Mr. Drummer.
well, it's a, you know, it's a thing, because it's like some of the stuff really is hard to explain. Like when you get into like floating eighth note
Right.
kind of stuff, like, you know, you've got like the quarter note that's always the same, right? But then I can make the eighth note straight, right? Or I can make it swung, or I can make it really swung,
Right. It's still the same chord.
right? But it's still, we're still
Right.
kind of talking eighth notes of some kind. And you might even write it just as eighth notes.
Right.
But you have to kind of, you know, to make it easy to look at, but you have to kind of explain that to the drummer. Yeah, swung eighths, like tight swung eighths, you know? Like a lot of country drummers will play a shuffle like this, almost 16th notes. 1 E into 2 E into 3 E into 4 E into 1 E into 2 E into 3. Right? It's barely even triplets at that point.
Yeah.
Right, there's a triplet. Right? But the Sun Country numbers, there are guys who play like that tight of a
Right.
swing, and it's cool because you can do it, but it's, you know, you gotta talk about it.
Not in Hank Williams' band.
I've seen records where they mix it, where it's like one guy's kind of playing a triplet feel, and one
Really?
guy's playing this real tight
Right.
16th feel, and it's like, it's a cool rub where it doesn't sound exactly tight or loose. Yeah. Coffee is served. Who wants it?
Awesome.
I do, please.
Cool. You guys know any jazz songs?
No, just blues. I'm a guitar player. I can't even read English.
Steve, any milk in the cupboard?
A little bit of hemp milk in the fridge.
Yeah, that got used.
Oh, okay. Huh. Wanna do that?
You don't have any in the cupboard?
I don't.
Okay, cool. Well, it's black, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I like it like that.
There you are, huh?
Thank you.
That'll just work.
Yeah.
There you are, huh?
Coffee's good.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Oh,
like
thank
mud. I like it.
Oh, yeah, you like it?
This is good.
Oh, cool.
Thanks,
Strong
Russ.
coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, courtesy of Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson always brings
Right.
over
Yeah.
a full 16 ounces of coffee every time he comes over here. I love that guy, man. He sits around. He drinks like half a cup of coffee. You know, it sticks around for like 3 hours, just like showing you anything you want to know about jazz guitar, and then he splits.
Yeah.
He's great, man. Super cool dude.
Yardbird Suite.
Yeah, you wanna do? I wish I knew how it would feel to be free.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an iReal book chart.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, I just know that this is kind of a soul gospel thing, right?
16 bars. Or
Yeah. One, two, wait, let's see. One, two, three, four.
funky now. Ain't it funky now, fellas?
I stay there. I can feel the funk. The funk is definitely, I can feel the funk.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
Inexorably.
Imagine indubitably in your funk. Oh! W-E-F-U-N-K. W-E-F-U-N-K, that's what it is. Remember that when Bootsy's like, imagine Doobie in your funk? Whoa!
W-F-W-Unk.
What's on that air list?
Man, Parliament is like, been, yeah, this summer's jam for me. But that and the Fatback, that band Fatback, it's like the kind of like this, this like pre-disco vibe, you know, that Parliament had,
Yeah.
or just that. And that, this sneaky ass. Kinda.
That brought him back from the dead. Was that funk beat?
Really?
Oh, they were on their way out when they
Oh,
hooked up
yeah.
with what was it, Run DMC, and they
yeah,
did that.
Yep.
And it is a funky riff.
It is. It is. Aerosmith is. I get hot and cold about Aerosmith. I always have.
Right.
Man, the making for Pump.
The what?
That album Pump.
Right.
And the making of is one of the greatest videos I've ever seen.
I've never seen it.
It is-
I never followed them as a band, but you can't escape their presence. You know, they're one of the last rock bands sort of coming out of my era, really.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the technique and the approach to guitar is really right in, British blues and, rock.
Yeah. They were they were the real deal. Like that's that in that Pump documentary, you definitely get the vibe that they were total music nerds.
Right.
Like it's just they really were. But like that documentary is just ridiculous. Like kind of a bygone era, where like
Right.
you can tell they're just like living in the studio. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's just like, oh, we need to take 2 years to make this album to really get it right. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, really?
They're business managers. Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's like this absurd person. Who was that guy?
I don't know.
There's
That
this,
was so weird.
There's this absurd like bearded man that shows up like halfway during the doc. It's really good, man. I'll play you some of it later. But he shows up. He's like I feel like he like literally had like the most Poindexter voice you've ever heard in your life.
I think it needs more cowbell.
Totally. It was like when that chubby guy showed up in the Beatles documentary. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Beatles were all like,
Alan Klein?
cool, and then
Alan Klein?
whoever that guy who was who showed up with like the belly and the tie and he was American.
The business guy.
Yeah, he was an American
who
guy.
tore them apart.
Oh, was he?
Well, I don't think that was it. I mean, I think they just had a creative arc, but they spent years fighting each other about what he had done and how to remedy it.
He was so obviously did not belong there.
Right.
And it's just funny that they didn't see it. I think the other funniest part of that documentary is when like they kind of show the conversation with them talking about whether or not they should pay the keyboard player, the Rhodes
Really?
the Rhodes guy.
Billy Preston?
Billy Preston, yeah. So they're like, so Billy Preston's been hanging out quite a bit, like for months. I wonder how he affords to live in London.
Right.
Maybe we should pay him some. Yeah. Should we get some lunch, fellas? Yeah, let's get some lunch.
Billy,
What
what would you like?
They kind of like briefly talk about it for a second and just like lose the thread and just stop talking about that. Like they didn't pay him, they didn't credit him, they didn't put him on film.
We know now. We know.
But But yeah, hearing that conversation about them, amongst them, like, vaguely debating whether or not.
He saved them. If you watch the
Totally.
the thing,
They got
he
way
saved
more.
them.
They got way more upright as soon as he showed up. They were kind of like not wanting to.
It was a brilliant move by George's who brought him in.
Oh yeah.
George was sort of quitting the band,
Yeah, right.
and then he came back with Billy Preston, and he was right.
Like, you guys want to be a bunch of big babies now?
Right.
Right.
Anyway, Cottontail.
Okay.
Is that on the?
So it rhythm changes in B flat.
Okay.
D7 starts the bridge. Yeah. Cool.
You got a tempo that you want?
What's a tempo that you're comfortable with? Since we'll be doing it for the swing band, so it doesn't have to be a burner. You know? Be whatever you're comfy with.
Not like
Oh,
that.
perfect. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. take 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. My